I'm gonna love you.
Hey, what is going on everybody? Slay Soup here, back with another brand new video, and what we're going to be going over today is my thoughts on the new Call of Duty Cold War, and what I experienced while playing it, if I think it's good, if I think it's bad, if I think it's mediocre, if I think it's better than Modern Warfare, and a lot more. So stick around to the very end of the video if you want to know my thoughts and opinions, and if you want to make a decision for yourself on purchasing the game when it does come out, and if you should pre-order right here and right now. But without further ado, let's get into it. So one of the things I realized while playing is that it felt a lot like the older CODs, being less weighty, more not cartoonish, but arcade-ish. It felt certainly like the older CODs where they're arcade, which to some of you might be a good thing or a bad thing, especially to you Battlefield players. It might be a bad thing because a lot of people went over to Warzone or Modern Warfare from Battlefield, and I felt like that was a pretty good switch over from Battlefield to Warzone, because they're both pretty weighty games. You could say that Battlefield has some kick behind its guns, but in Cold War I did not find that the guns had a kick to them. They had recoil, don't get me wrong, but they didn't feel weighty. Like I didn't feel like I was tugging around an LMG or something like that. Like I didn't feel like and that could be good for some people. Like sometimes you want to feel like you can go really fast and kill a bunch of people, and if you're, like I said, this is more arcadey. So if you're that type of person that just wants to go around killing everybody, and you want weapons to feel really light and responsive, and just, murking down everybody in your path, then go ahead. But if you want a more realistic COD, I definitely stick to Modern Warfare. Not only for the amazing campaign, but just the graphics in general. This is subjective, but to me, the graphics are better in Modern Warfare. But the reflections and I noticed something while playing, especially on the first map that you're seeing right here, is that in my first match, the reflections and the lighting was pretty good, honestly. Like the colors definitely are a lot different than Modern Warfare. It has its own style. You're gonna either love it or hate it. I personally didn't mind it, but I do think Modern Warfare is better in terms of lighting and all of that. But I did appreciate how it was different. Mainly being that the neon colors of the map that I played on the first round that you're seeing right here were really bright. It was just nice to see something I guess new, because in the other Modern Warfares they don't all have their distinct style. A few of them come from the same few years, so they have they're all bunched up into one style. A lot of the Modern Warfare games are bunched up into one style of it looking like that, and like Black Ops 2, the old look of the games, if you will. But this one has its own unique style, which I think people are just gonna love it or hate it, like I said. So it's down to personal preference, honestly, but I prefer Modern Warfare if you want a more realistic look, and I do believe the lighting is better. Otherwise, it's pretty good. There is no super sprint, which a lot of people are going to enjoy, because it, again, brings back to the old Modern Warfare, or sorry, not Modern Warfare, but the old Call of Duty days of not having super sprint, because super sprint was a thing that was introduced, I believe, in Modern Warfare, and it took some getting used to. And it made the character go by really quickly. Now, in my second game, I actually tried out sniping, and it was so much easier now that people weren't just going a million miles per second. And it didn't help that one of your specialists, or not specialists, but one of your abilities could be to make your footprints, or sorry, your walking speed, or your noise of walking, just completely silent. It was called dead silent, and you can just run even faster. But yeah, you could just go supersonic, and that wasn't an ideal ability, because someone could just be just going so fast and you can't keep up, especially for sniping. But I did like the aim down sight speed for the sniper and most of the weapons. One thing I want to talk about in this segment a little bit is just sound. Sound, it kind of feels cheap. It's not as good as Modern Warfare, and I know I'm comparing the two a lot, but they are the most recent CODs, and I wanted to compare them. But yeah, the sound, I don't feel like the guns sound very good. It kind of feels like every single gun sounds like the Uzi from Modern Warfare. Like, each and every like gunshot that I heard sounded just like the Uzi from Modern Warfare. Like any assault rifle, any like the MP5, anything just sounded like the Uzi for some reason. And I don't particularly like the sound of the like the ringing and the high pitch and the, I don't know. I feel like we need some lower. I only experienced maybe like 5 guns. The AK sounded pretty good actually, but I only got to experience around 5 to 6 guns that I was just picking up randomly in this gameplay that you can see here. And keep in mind, I only did play a few matches, but I want to get my thoughts and opinions on it because I felt like after a few matches I could clearly see it, clearly see just how this game is, and it looks pretty honestly. But back to sound, footsteps I could hear, that was good. But just the guns, I keep in mind this is a beta, so they could change it, but I don't think they'd change it this close to release. But the sound design for the guns, not that strong. It's not horrible. It did bother my ears a little bit though, and I just wish it was more. I guess you could say I wish it was more pungent. I wish it was more meaty, something like that. More. It doesn't even have to be like Modern Warfare. It could just. I wish it wasn't so ringy and so high pitch, I guess. And not every single gun needs to sound like a submachine gun. But switching from sound design, the maps were okay. I didn't feel like there was a map where I was just running a really long distance to get to like the objective or killing people or anything like that. I felt like the maps were pretty fine for what they were. I felt like I was a bit limited in the directions I could go. I felt like there was really only like two like paths that I could walk, which did lead it feeling a bit linear. But there were some sections that opened up, which I did appreciate. So overall, not too shabby, not amazing, but you know, it wasn't something that took away from the overall experience. Do I think that you should buy this game in its current state? Probably not, honestly. I don't think you should pre-order really any game unless you know for a fact and have seen like maybe leaked footage of it or something that you know this is something you absolutely need. But do we, like, ask yourself, do we absolutely need another COD? I don't think so. I definitely don't think Modern Warfare is outdated at all. So if you bought that, you certainly don't need to buy another COD. But if you're missing that old arcade feeling COD, of guns feeling like not as realistic, I guess, then I would purchase this. And if you didn't buy Modern Warfare, I feel like you should certainly purchase this as well. Just because it's the newest COD, and also it has zombies, which we haven't seen. I didn't get to play it, but hopefully I will in the coming future. And I'm a huge zombies fan. I played the hell out of Black Ops 3 Zombies on the Xbox, and then when I switched over to PC, I even bought COD 3 just for zombies, and all the maps and Shadows of Evil, and just so good. So I hope they can really revive the zombies community, because Black Ops 4 was just a mistake for the zombies. It died pretty quickly. Do I think this game is going to die? I can't say for certain if they're going to die as soon as Black Ops 4 did, but I really hope, for Treyarch's sake and for everyone who made it, that it lives pretty long. And I don't see Modern Warfare going away at all, and I don't see this game, at least in the near future, going away. And so that's my final verdict. You probably should just wait and see what happens. So thank you everyone for watching, and this has been Soy Soup.